10 for Roland Jones guides Middlesex to victory. There were wickets for England captain Ben Stokes on day 3 at Lord's, but Toby Roland Jones replied with a few of his own late in the day to give Middlesex an outside chance of victory. Durham 25 for 3, their edge erased, and the hosts now the side with the advantage. But Borthwick and Salisbury kept them out. Middlesex unable to keep up the pressure in the first hour, as the 50-run stand of the 4th wicket pair took them to the cusp of parity, and the captain one away from a 50 of his own. Both came at once, a flick off the pads to Bamber, 2 runs and the skipper was up to a half-century, his side now into a 1-run lead. They added to their total, moving beyond 100, but there was still some way to go until they'd made the match safe. And with around 15 minutes left until lunch, Roland Jones popped up with the breakthrough. Borthwick bowled, the Middlesex seamer with all 4 wickets to have fallen so far. The next time Ben Stokes strides out to the middle of this ground, it'll be in his first match as England captain, but he'd hoped for better. Out for a 2-ball duck, Roland Jones now with a 5-wicket bag, courtesy of a diving Sam Robson. It was just what Middlesex needed. Suddenly they had the momentum. Eckersley out to the last ball before lunch. Another good grab from Robson. The hosts sensing a win. Durham 44 ahead, with just 4 wickets in hand at the break. Liam Travaskis was back in the middle after his first innings heroics batting with the tail, but the task at hand was very different this time, and soon he lost his partner. Salisbury out, nicking Bamber off to Simpson. When Travaskis followed him, nicking off for 8, the slim chance of a win Middlesex had started the day with had become an almost certainty. Just 2 more wickets and a handful of runs stood between them and victory. Ben Rain and Bryden Cast found themselves in a precarious position, but held Middlesex back for the moment. The score up to 150 and the lead ticking towards 3 figures. It was 105 when Roland Jones picked up his 10th wicket in the match. Cast caught behind for 19. Just 1 more left for Middlesex until the chase. That would fall to Murtagh. Rushworth lifting a catch high to Roland Jones. The Durham bowler going without scoring. The target for Middlesex, 117, but it would have to wait until after tea. The wicket signalled the end of the session. Roland Jones had produced another sensational spell of bowling, finishing with match figures of 10 for 107. His 6 for 35 in Durham's second innings blew away the visitors and set his side up for a charge to victory. Borthwick, with 60, had produced a captain's knock, but the card around him had been littered with single-digit returns. But perhaps it wasn't going to be so straightforward. Robson out for just 2, caught by Eckersley off Rain in just the 3rd over. 11 runs came off the 8th in response to the early wicket. The hosts didn't want Durham having a sniff, but they certainly did. Stoneman out to the bowling of Travaskis, another catch for Eckersley. And Josh De Caires followed, bowled by Borthwick. And Holden made it 4, firing a catch to Borthwick off the bowling of Travaskis. The early flurry of wickets was at an end soon enough though. Simpson stuck with Peter Hanscom and even fired off a 6 of his own to take Middlesex to the cusp of the win. Hanscom announced that he would cut short his stay at Middlesex, returning home for family reasons, so it was very nice to see him putting in the hard yards and guiding his side through the chase. He was at the other end when Simpson sealed it in style. Borthwick carted over the leg side for a maximum, the winning margin 6 wickets. Disappointment for Durham, of course, but they played their part in what had been one of the games of the week, only really drifting from contention on the final day. Both will now focus on T20 cricket for the time being, but they'll be back to LV County Championship action on the 12th of June. Middlesex away to Derbyshire in Chesterfield in the beautiful surroundings of Queen's Park. Durham back at the Riverside. Worcestershire, their visitors.